Overthinking nowadays, people have been really complaining that how to combat overthinking. People are really struggling hard. I think many people in my counseling sessions, they come up with this thing that how to stop overthinking, right? The nuance is that you cannot stop overthinking, right? You can channelize your thought process into more constructive patterns, right? And for that, you need to first of all understand whether your thinking is a critical thinking or rational thinking. Is it a productive thinking, or it is like unnecessarily dwelling excessively on thoughts which are just leading to a lot of anxiety and confusion in your life, right? And you can really recognize that when you're getting overwhelmed, you are really troubled in making those decisions, or just continuously persistently just worrying about the future, right? And this really affects the mental well-being and decision making abilities. Overthinking, of course, can significantly impact your daily life, right? It affects your mental well-being like anything, and your decision making actually goes for a toss. And we all understand the causes, but we are not able to identify our triggers also. Of course, there are many personal stress factors, professional stress factors, right? There is a fear of failure, which is actually leading to excessive rumination, right? Which is making it difficult to take risks and decisions. Perfectionism is another thing which drive individuals to overthink a lot, as they strive for unattainable standards and fear that they will make mistakes, right? So, and obviously past experiences, like the negative past experiences, they trigger to overthink. And as we replay events in the minds, that lead to a lot of anxiety, right? Gives us a lot of heightened levels of anxiety and fear, basically. The constant cycle of overthinking, it eventually contributes to the feeling of hopelessness and depression in long term, which really heightens our emotional struggles, and there's a lot of impact on self-esteem. It gets reduced, we undermine ourselves. There's a lot of signs of imposter syndrome. You can see individuals, they really obsess over perceived failures which have really not even happened, right? They imagine what can you actually do to combat it. You cannot stop it completely, but you can mitigate it, right? You can alleviate it, right? You can have a lot of self reflection and awareness about the triggers, about those things, about those patterns which are triggering this overthinking, right? So self reflection allows us to understand our thought processes and behaviors, and also keeping a journal, asking so that we don't forget what we said 1 year back or 3 months back, so that we can just connect the dots at the right time, right? And also recognizing the overthinking triggers, right? For example, you need to understand those triggers, those specific situations that lead to overthinking, right? Which is really essential for your clarity of being into that well-being zone, right? And also, once you understand your triggers, you should know where you are reacting, like, and then of course you can work on those strategies which can actually manage the emotional response and help you reduce that overthinking. Irrational thought patterns that of course lead to negative thinking, and it affects our emotional well-being. So recognizing those patterns and managing it is the key. You cannot eliminate a thought, as I've earlier also said, that you cannot eliminate the negative thought patterns. You can only change them into a more positive thought pattern. So once you give that practice to your mind, to channelize your to reframe your thoughts into more empowering thought patterns, it will automatically combat overthinking, right? And I've also said earlier, like just sitting into silence and uh, sitting with your own self, listening to good positive things, that makes a real difference, right? So identify and challenge a negative thought, and um, deliberately stop and interrupt that negative thought pattern, uh, to prevent from escalating, right? Allowing for a more clearer perspective. You identify that yes, this is a thought pattern, this is a trigger. Now I will use this technique of stopping it deliberately, right? And then of course develop that balanced perspective, which is crucial for overcoming the negative thinking. You can really take care of time management and self management. You can set your priorities, you can have a daily plan, structure your day so that you don't get overwhelmed, right? And it really helps you to reduce the feelings of overwhelm when you are organized, right, and more structured. And obviously good habits really help you internally, releases good hormones like endorphins and promotes the overall well-being, right? Adequate sleep and rest is at must, because quality of sleep is crucial for maintaining good mental health. um, Prioritizing rest and sleep, actually people are not able to do it, which actually can significantly enhance your mental well-being if you are able to take care of it. You need to take care of your diet and hydration. These all things are connected to each other, right? And finally, if you are not able to manage, then you need to take professional help and talk to those people who can create and inculcate positive energy, and take some social support also. It helps. Those support groups, they help, right? Engage in those conversations which are more meaningful and that can reduce your thinking patterns, right? Have those conversations which are more creative, are providing more insights and perspective, so that your mind understands that there is something new which can actually combat the old, dull, and uh, irrelevant thinking patterns, right? And of course you can work with a counselor for a deeper understanding. I think you can maintain an emotional diary. I think working with a therapist, if it is really bad, can lead to enhancing your over well-being, right? Overthinking, as I said earlier, you can only combat it by channelizing your energy in more productive, constructive things with a growth mindset, uh, and can take care of your well being. Take care, stay blessed.